Hi, this is Lakhi Singh, the property fixer, here to fix you and help you grow your property and your business affairs to the next level. So if you're looking for knowledge and insights about how to get involved in property, solve your problems about scalability in your property business, then do watch our 20-minute clips. We've taken them from hundreds and, well, thousands of videos that we've taken over the last 6 months, and we've broken them into simple chunks which can make them useful for you. So do watch and do subscribe to our YouTube channel underneath as well.
Good morning, United Kingdom. Good morning and welcome back to 8 a.m., 9 a.m., the drive time session with Lakhi Singh, the property fixer and the alternative property solutions community in the United Kingdom. This morning, we've got the continuation of the topic, how Rescuemyproperties can help you have an income. Yesterday, there was a lot of comments coming back of confusion, something to do with the fact that it's all about properties, but we've made a couple of responses back to people to say to them, no, it's not about property. I think it's really about helping people, and it's across the board with lots of different things. It could be that they have property portfolios that they want a solution for. They may need finance, and they may need some legal assistance or help in dealing with matters of repossession or the LPA receivers. As far as property is concerned, it is an offshoot and it is a byproduct, and that is, in certain cases, we get people who are trying to sell or looking to buy properties, but they are dealt with a secondary service line, which is called LPA properties. It has no bearing on the RAC model. So please do not start coming in with property inquiries to Rescuemyproperties, because the purpose of Rescuemyproperties is to rescue, or they may be interested in getting solutions that allow them to get finance, because the lenders aren't lending at the moment, and therefore they may come to seek finance in their attempt to consolidate. So to clear up a lot of confusions, yesterday I think we were being misdirected, or there was a confusion popping up about Rescuemyproperties. It has nothing to do with trying to do business in property and deals in property. For that, we have LPA properties, which is soon to launch. So there's a lot of work going on in the background there with LPA properties. It will be the new purple bricks, hopefully, of the United Kingdom, with a increase, a potential, a couple of USPs that people will like, and it is out there to help people sell their properties as quickly to minimum cost. So be looking out for that. When we do have, I think there is a drive time session that takes place on the weekends with one of the operational directors, Adnan, and I think Lakhi Singh organizes that on the weekend, and you can listen into that and hear them talking about various matters on properties and sales and buying strategies, etc. But that's a separate show that takes place on Saturday and Sunday with Lakhi Singh and Adnan, who is the operational director. So today, we're continuing with that topic. AC and Rescuemyproperty assist in people generating an additional revenue during COVID and beyond COVID, obviously. It's not just designed for COVID. I think for COVID, what has happened is that the Rescuemyproperty organization has discounted the basic member fee to zero. So it's an excellent opportunity to take advantage of joining and seeking an extra income if you're already working, and if you've lost your job, and maybe a start to becoming self-employed. And with that, we ask Lakhi Singh. Good morning, Lakhi Singh. What's the weather like there in the United Kingdom?
The weather is a tiny bit overcast, but seems like quite a nice day.
Okay, so we've got 3 Lamats have come through all of a sudden this morning. Must be for Lakhi Singh, because he is the main man, the man who is a mover and a shaker, a quaker, a raker, and a moonwalker. Pardon? So a stalker, a walker. In the square mile, a gentleman who is used to doing £1 million deals. He's not used to doing small, trivial business. A gentleman who mixes and mingles with people who are the real movers and the shakers of the financial world. So he's got lots of information, tidbits with him that will help people to look at future strategies and be aware of what's coming around the corner after COVID and what's going to be happening in the year 2021. So for this week, and that is, if hard work is basically the best thing to rely on if you don't have talent. And if you've got talent, then always have a bit of hard work as well. Both are excellent. One is good and the other is better, but both combined is excellent. So Lakhi Singh, waiting in the background, as usual, my love, you are the only one. Here we have Maria Caray coming to the, are you there, Deborah? Can we see you? Morning.
The screen is black for some reason. I'll leave and try and come back in again. StreamYard keeps doing this. It doesn't work.
Playing around with you. You need to give it a hug, Deborah.
I'll give it a hug and I'll
give it a hug and it may listen to you. Okay, yeah. Let's get the question before Deborah logs back in again. So how is it that people can use the RAC and the Rescuemyproperties associate associate program to make money and help people at the same time? And how is it that during a lockdown they can use this excellent opportunity to try and generate an extra income, possibly, if it's not it's their main source of income? You said previously that if they do it casually, they can make between £1,000 and £2,000 a month, and if they do it seriously, £5,000 to £10,000. And this is, sounds like a big figure, but for somebody who's used to £1 million, 6 figures, obviously it's pocket change. But to the average person around the country who, is finding it difficult in these times, it's a lot of money. So how can they actually get into using the associate program and generate a revenue?
Well, it's very simple. What they've got to do is register on the Rescuemyproperties website at their interest, and there's about 30 videos that explain the whole opportunity, top to tail, back to front, side to side, but basically every single way. So really, it's quite self-explanatory. So all you've got to do is just go to Rescuemyproperties and register, and explains all the income opportunity to the person joining. But I mean, for a limited time during tier 3 and COVID-19 lockdowns, during this time we've offered our membership, which is normally basic membership, normally £2,000 for free.
Listen to Lakhi Singh and the paint dry. We have Deborah. Deborah, did you give them a hug? Yeah, have you given your screen a hug?
Yeah, but my green screen's not working, so I've literally got the green screen.
You've got the green screen. I can see you.
Yeah, the camera feature in StreamYard isn't working with the green screen this morning. So hey, you just got me. That's okay.
We've got you. That's more than enough. You are everything, and more than a woman. So yes, Deborah, we were talking about lockdown. Obviously, asking questions of Lakhi, trying to find out how it is the RAC program can help people. Have you sort of wandered into the Rescuemyproperties website and seen anything something tickles your fancy? Have you not gone in and visited yet?
I did. I had a look at it, and I must say it's really well put together. And for anybody who's looking for an opportunity in property, it looks really, really good.
An easy way to get into property, isn't it? It's not all the big numbers. Give us 10,000, join the group. We will tell you how to boil eggs and buy properties at the same time. It's none of that. It's really effective. It's simplistic. You can do it from home. It's a wonderful way of creating a community of people. And as it says, make money and help people at the same time, which is an excellent coming from you, Deborah, somebody who's a woman of the soil, a true woman from the cradle of creation, has been in the Amazon, has hugged many trees. I would regard that as all the authenticity and the accreditation I would like. So coming across to Lakhisingh, there you have. Deborah says it's excellent, it's wonderful. Right, so we asked you the question early on before you were trying to make the paint dry. Again, how is it that a average person, not someone of your stature and your notoriety and influence and wealth, but somebody who's a normal person, someone in the north, somebody as lovely as Deborah is, who just wants to tip their lovely little toe into property, just little tip into property, how can they use the RAC model? How can they use that? What do you suggest for them? I remember you suggested there was a CRM somewhere, but are you actually into using CRM? Do you think it's better being done on the back of a cigarette packet, you know, face to face, meeting clients and chatting them and wooing them? Or do you think a bit of formality and sort of process, is that the way forward?
I think you've got to have a combination. You've got to be able to talk to people. It's not all about the numbers. I think somebody's got a problem and you've got a bit of empathy and compassion. Then I think, in fact, some ways Deborah is probably the perfect person to help people in property, because she's just like, at the moment, I think she's really focused on helping people in the health industry in terms of raising people's consciousness is probably her key thing, what I've understood that what Deborah does. And I think it's not too different in the property and business sector. You're helping people to, again, raise their consciousness, but at the same time, there's lots of practical things that go with property and business that they may not have the knowledge of. So once you've got that rapport going with people, then I think you've got to enter the details into the CRM. Without that, as usual, we're not really going to be able to activate anything.
Oh, love hearts, I think. Love hearts have come through for Deborah, I think. I can't remember. I can't see myself getting a love heart. Love hearts to you. 4 of them. Lots of likes. So, okay. Deborah, I know you're probably more on the health side, or you're trying to help people find the essence, or find themselves, or find some spiritual position on their well-being, and trying to get them balanced and their chakras all aligned up. Please tell me, what do you think about property in its general context? And do you think people are a bit emotionally attached with assets and property and the things around them that seem to give them comfort?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I used to be in that situation. I had a huge attachment to all the stuff that I'd accumulated. I lived in a big Victorian 3-story terraced house for 20 years, and I accumulated so many things. And I remember the telephone engineer coming in the early 80s, and he said, "Flipping it, missus, you've got stuff on your stuff." You know, and it's like I had all this stuff piled high, and I realised, you know, in that moment that I had a real clutter problem, and I had to make a conscious effort to declutter.
Was it? Were you a hoarder, or were you?
I was
a hoarder, right? It's not a mental illness, though. Hoarding.
It can be, but you know, for me, it was like a mindset passed down from generations that have been in wartime, and you know, waste not, want not, and you never know when that might come in handy someday. And all these you know, rules get passed down through the generations, and unless you actually break that cycle and you know, learn a different way. And then I read a really good book by Karen Kingston called Clear Your Clutter. And from a feng shui point of view,
that's an excellent one. Yes, clear your clutter. I like that.
And from a feng shui point of view, having all the stuff around you is stopping new stuff from coming in. So when I was that huge process of like, you know, I made the decision that I was going to sell my house and give everything away. That was huge. I went through this big emotion.
Was that an alleviation, or was that a burden to you?
My stuff had become a burden. I realised I'd become a prisoner to my possessions.
Okay, so a lot of emotions. So explain some of that to us. A lot of people out there will be feeling the same.
So, I mean, I'll give you an extent to how much I'd actually accumulated, right? I had birthday cards from when I was 1 year old. And, you know, I'd kept Christmas cards, and every year I'd go through the Christmas cards, and anybody who died, I'd keep those cards, and everybody who was alive, I'd get rid of them. And so it was like hanging on to the past. And so when I made the decision to sell up and go traveling, and I thought, well, I can either put my stuff in storage, but where on earth is all this stuff going to go? And what am I going to do with it when I actually finish traveling? And how much is it going to cost me to keep all this stuff in storage? And I had a chat with two women who I knew on different sides of the world. One was in America, one was in Australia, and they'd done the same thing that I'd wanted to do. I'm a big believer in modelling behaviour and learn from other people's experiences. So I had a conversation with both of them, and they said, whatever you do, don't put anything in storage. Just get rid of the lot, because when you come back, you won't want your stuff anyway.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, this is a big, I mean, look at it. It somewhat explains how the developed world, or the economics of behavior, the way people accumulate things and sort of seek comfort in things, is merely a sale away. It's, you know, as soon as you want to get rid of it, it doesn't mean anything anymore to you, does it? So we've got Lakhi Singh, who's obviously also an expert in psychology. He's also managed people with hoarding problems. I remember somewhere he wrote about some client who had about 200 margarine tubs in their house. So he's the type of person who hates clutter himself, but obviously because he's very empathetic, has gone out of his way to help people who are somewhat hoarders. But before we ask Lakhi, has he ever come across a hoarding personality? We have the lovely waiting in, not lovely, but lovely, equally lovely as Deborah. So we don't want anybody fighting virtually on the internet. So we have D20. Can we have her on? Love, you are the second. Right.
Morning, Dee.
Morning. Morning.
How are you doing, Dee? How are you doing?
I'm very well. I'm very well. I love how you call me D20.
Are you D? No, I keep getting it wrong, don't I? I have to get it right. Okay. What is it, D or is it D?
20 man.
20 man. I got it right. Okay. So I didn't get it wrong that time. D20 man. Right. The 20. Oh, it could be if it was Africa, I mean, D20 man. But it's not D20 man. It's D20 man. Yes? Okay. So we go across to D20 man. And D20 man, tell us, have you ever come across that type of mental strength that Deborah has shown, just literally walking away from everything that you regard as being important to you? Were you and are you a hoarder, or are you the type of person who is clean and crisp and likes to get rid of things regularly to keep their mind clear as well?
Okay. Yes, I have come across people who can just get rid of things. The majority of people find it really difficult. The majority of people would find it difficult. And that's because we add meaning to things.
Wow.
It's like Deborah's just been saying, you know, the cards from when she was a baby, or from people who've died. It's kind of what we're doing is we're trying to hold on to a piece of that person. It could be their handwriting, or we're looking past to the day that we got that particular item, and you know, when it happened, and all those items help us to recall and bring back that the memory of somebody. So, and I'm not a hoarder. I do still keep things. The things that I hoard are books. I find it very, very, very difficult to get rid of books for some reason. But anything else, I'm not too bad.
Are these books that you've read, Deepa? Are these books that you've read, or are these books that someone's given you as a present, or are these books that you've picked up as you've come along from the library, or you got it in a sale and you just like the cover and you like to put it in your library to make yourself look intelligent? Which one is it?
Oh, it's got to be a bit of everything.
Call you now. Do you love your friend who think she's really clever, but she's not now? She's
No.
let everybody know that about 80% are just there to make yourself look good and clever. Okay, talking of somebody who likes to make himself look clever, Lakhi Singh, so you to this. Do you have lots of books that you hoard, that you like to potter around and make out that you're clever?
Well, I suppose everybody has a little sense of that. I probably do. I probably do have books that lie on my bookshelf but never get read, but they just look good there. They've been looking good there for 20 years. So I think self-denial is probably the path to actually hoarding anyway. So I'd probably say I'm probably like one of the worst hoarders. I do like to have a lot of things.